Okay, ladies and gents, so Dave here on my little ride out to South Wales on this very nice sunny day. So we've just basically Aust Services, AUST Services, which is the services just before the bridge on the M48. Doing me checks here, right off the roundabout. So we're now going to go over the Old Severn Bridge. Might be a little bit noisy, a little bit windy. I've shut my visor completely. Not sure that's going to help, but so there we go. Lovely day today. It's a little bit windy, but obviously crossing the bridge, so it's bound to be windy. You've got to be a little bit careful with the old side wind here. It's not too bad. Tide's in mainly, so we're doing about 50, which I think's the limit. I'm not absolutely sure. I'm just following this van in front, so we're heading over the bridge to Chepstow, and then the plan is to take the little B road up to Monmouth, and then sort of coming into Monmouth from the west, and then at Monmouth effectively turning right, heading south down through the Wye Valley, and following the Wye River, which will be nice, hopefully, because it's a very nice, pretty day. Obviously now there's no toll on the road anymore on the bridge. That ceased a long time ago, I guess, when the bridge was paid for. I'm not quite sure why, but so that's it. We're off. We're over, cleared the water, and now we're, although above terra firma. Right, guys and gals. After a small cock up on my part again. Nothing to do with the sat nav, just me not paying attention, enjoying the scenery and the weather. We're now on the 4293 to Monmouth. What I did was I came over the bridge, and instead of coming off the motorway, I didn't. I stayed on it. I was talking, and I completely missed the exit, so I had to go all the way up to the next junction, come off, and then come back down to work. So it's taking me about 15-20 minutes out of my way, but it's not a big deal because it was all a very nice ride. And it was weird because I was literally about to sing the praises of the Beeline app and the Moto 2, which are spectacular. Just go and buy one, saying that even I can't get it wrong. But of course you can get it wrong if you don't actually look at it. So it was going, turn left, get off the motorway, and I just kept carrying on straight, and I missed the exit. I was thinking about what I was talking about and not thinking about where I was going. And of course the next exit was sort of 7 miles up the bloody M4. Idiot. So I keep doing that. I get carried away with, like, because I love the riding and being on the bike, and it's beautiful scenery. I mean, check it out. I mean, look at this scenery. This is Wales, baby. You know, it's so lovely that you're kind of looking around. I mean, you're concentrating on the riding, obviously, because you don't want anything nasty to happen. but I kind of keep forgetting that I'm supposed to be paying attention to the directions. No matter how good Beeline and the Moto 2 hardware are at delivering the instructions, they can compensate for the Muppet factor of not actually looking at the screen. No, it's a really good screen as well. I mean, it's like so high contrast and so bright, but you know, like any sat-nav system, you know, you do actually have to look at it. And it was bleeping at me as well, but because I was on the motorway and I had my visor slightly cracked, there was too much wind noise and I didn't hear it bleeping saying turn left. And as a result, I didn't turn left. So now we're on this lovely road, which is going up to Monmouth. And I'm hoping I don't balls that up. Well, look at this road. This is nice. There's nobody behind me, and nobody in front. It's I'm a little bit chilly, to be honest. I should have put an extra layer on. I didn't, and I'm sort of regretting it a little bit now. I wonder if I can zip my jacket up a bit more. Yeah, that's a bit better. Just a little bit, not cold, just a bit chilly in my arms. But you know, it is kind of almost October, and I'm in a summer jacket. I've got a sort of a t-shirt on, and then I've got like a base layer on, and then the jacket on top. Probably, in hindsight, could have done with wearing my slightly heavier jacket, but it's alright. On that I'll live. So the idea is we're going to go up to Monmouth, and then, as I said before, come back down the Wye Valley. Hang on, 20 mile an hour speed limit. It's a lot of 20 mile an hour speed limits in this neck of the woods. I don't know if it seems to be 20 at all times. I'm doing 30, so I want to slow down a little bit. But there's no traffic, so there's no, you know, it's Sunday, so there's no schools. So I suppose it's just slowing down for that village back there, bikers enjoying the sunshine like me. Look at the scenery. It's a nice. Cyclists, I wouldn't fancy cycling around here, to be honest. There's some bloody big hills, and they're long as well. They're not just like little hills, they go on for miles. Well, we're in Wales, I guess that's what happens in Wales, isn't it? Hills. But yeah, this is a very pretty road, lovely to ride on. Got a couple of cars ahead of me. So like I say, yeah, gear-wise, I'm on my lovely Vespa GTS 300 in sort of canary yellow. I am filming on the Insta360 X3 with some Moto mics. The one mic's plugged into the side of the camera, the other mic is lodged into a little slot I've cut in the cheek pad of my helmet. I'm hoping the wind noise is not going to be too excessive. It was alright the last time I used it. And then, yeah, say sat-nav wise, I'm using the Beeline app on my Android Ultra 22 phone, and that's connected to the Moto 2 sort of display device, which is like a little puck about maybe 2 inches, inch and a half, 2 inches across, which is extremely clear when you look at it. And even though we just went through a section there which was basically bright sunlight from behind onto the Moto 2, and I had no trouble seeing the display at all. It's almost, if you're looking straight down at it, it's almost impossible not to see it. It's so clear. I've never tried it in the rain. I believe is it IP65? I can't remember the water. It's waterproof anyway, certainly rainproof. I think it's actually submergible. So I've never really, I've ridden with it in some light rain, but not what I would call heavy rain. But the turn for turn directions that it gives are very clear when you look. And it does beep, and 99% of the time, or 90%, maybe 90% of the time, I can hear it beeping. It was just I missed the beep when I went wrong because I was doing 65 miles an hour, maybe a bit more. So there was so much wind noise because I had my helmet cracked a chunk that I couldn't hear it. And it bleeps and it flashes, but because I was on the motorway and travelling at speed, I was more concerned about the motorway and the bike and riding carefully than worrying about the sat nav. So I missed the blip. Oh my god, what's this woman doing now? Right, here we go, kids. So we've just got to Monmouth much quicker than I expected, just probably because I was having so much fun on that road. I just, it seemed like we were there, I was just there in seconds. Well, not seconds, but, I was just having a lot of fun riding that road. And then, there's Monmouth. So you go to Monmouth, and it's kind of a weird one, because you kind of go on this, dual carriageway thing. And then it comes out of Monmouth, and then you've got to go up to the roundabout, and then literally go back on yourself to be able to then turn left across the river. So now I'm on the road. This is heading down the Wye Valley now, with the River Wye on my right. So this is the 466. So we've got Chepstow 16 mile, and it's a beautiful day. I've warmed up a bit now, actually. I don't know. Yeah, I think because I was going through a lot of the trees and whatnot, and we went up quite high all of a sudden. You got quite. I was going uphill a long time, and it just got sort of quite cold up there. And then I was in the trees as well, sort of in the shade, and I started getting a bit chilly. Not really cold, just a little bit. So it's been a bit of a week really this week. This ride is just what I need, because my daughter Ava Mary Tree Wren, AMT, she started her course reading chemistry at York University last weekend. So Friday the 12th, I took her to York from Bristol. We stayed over in the Travel Lodge, the Holiday Inn, and then took her in 9 a.m. on Saturday the 13th to move into her digs on York University campus. And I've really missed her this week. I've really missed her. So she's around a lot of the time. We do a lot of stuff together. We always have. All sorts of mostly mad stuff that I do. She comes to Skittles. I mean, she was the youngest player. She wasn't even supposed to be playing at 15 but they turned a blind eye to the rules for her. We did a lot of stuff down the workshop together. We used to go metal detecting, and she's never been on the scooter, but we used to go drive scooting, where she used to drive and I would scoot, and then follow each other out and then reverse the way back. So we've done a lot of stuff together over the years, and so she's kind of more than just a daughter. I mean, she's still my friend, really. Sounds a bit weird, I know, but it's true. So her leaving has left me at home on my own, and it kind of felt like a big piece suddenly disappeared. even though, you know, I can text her all the time and FaceTime and all that sort of stuff, is not quite the same. So I'll get used to it. You know, I'm going to have to get used to it. She's gone for 4 years. You know, it's a 4-year course, and then presumably at the end of it, she'll have a job and probably won't ever come back home again. Well, I kind of hope she does, but then again, I hope she doesn't, because the whole point of her going to university was to start her own life. You know, get a good degree and get a good job and something she enjoys and get on with things. My job is done. Well, other than financial support until she's finished, and any other support she needs if she gets into bother. But you know, she's her own person now. She doesn't need me anymore. So, but that doesn't make it any easier. It's difficult to let go. So, although I tried to prepare myself for it, it wasn't quite as easy as I thought it was going to be. In fact, it's been bloody difficult. I guess that's what every parent goes through when their kid leaves home for the first time. Yeah. But so this scoot today was just kind of what I needed, really, to take my mind off it a little bit. And it was the reward I was looking for at the end of the week. I thought, I'll get through this week without her around, and then I'm going to go on a nice scoot. And the weather's really sorted itself out, which I didn't think it was going to be this nice. Yeah, the only disappointment was that my mate Dave, DB, he was supposed to come too. We weren't going to go on this route. I'd done another route. There's the river down there. We were gonna go over the bridge like I did, but then we were gonna go further west over to Baffle House, Haus, as in German sort of spelling. And there's a biker bar meet place there, I think. I've never been. And we were going to go there, and maybe have a coffee or something, or and a bite to eat, and then we were going to head over to Monmouth, and then come down the Wye Valley like I'm doing now. But unfortunately, he's gone and duffed his back, hasn't he? He seems to be in a bit of trouble, and I sympathise with him because I've had similar back problems for years. And I've just bought myself an inversion table, actually, which I think seems to be doing the trick, or at least it's a lot. It certainly eases the pain. I don't know whether it'll produce any long-term benefits. I'm not sure. I've only had it less than a week, so I've only probably used it 4 or 5 times for sort of 5-minute stints, so I'm not really sure whether it's going to help long term, but it certainly helps in the short term. I've got a bit of a twinge in my back. I go on it for like 5 minutes, and I come off it with no back pain, so I guess that's good. Luckily, I don't seem to get much back pain on the scooter. I don't know whether it's just the sitting position on the scooter, or whether it's the vibration, or the fact that you're kind of, you know, leaning and bending round corners with the bike, that acts as like a massage. I don't know, but I don't seem to get any problems on the bike. So anyway, it's a real shame he couldn't make it. So I really hope it sorts itself out. So I thought, well, you know, we were going to go, he can't go, but well, I'm going to go anyway. So I've been looking forward to it all week, so I decided I'd just go. And because it's very therapeutic on the bike. It's get past this cyclist. Yeah, it's because I think it's because you're concentrating. You've got to concentrate. You know, unlike a car where you can kind of sort of switch off a little bit. On a bike, you can't afford to do that. You've got to be sort of thinking about what's going on. You know, watching for traffic, people doing something, anybody doing something stupid, or you doing something stupid, or the road, or you know, wet, leaves. It's obviously a fairly or potentially hazardous pursuit. So it doesn't doesn't bode. It doesn't. Not a good idea to be not concentrating. So as a result of that, you tend to not to have to. If you've got anything you're sort of bothering you, like this week, it's been my daughter leaving. It's been bothering me, and sort of like preoccupied my mind a little bit. What she's doing, is she all right, safe, and everything, all the usual stuff that goes through your head. When you get out on the bike, you can't think of things like that. You've got to concentrate on what you're doing. So as a result, it's a bit of a reset button press going out for a ride. Even a relatively short one makes come back feeling like your reset button's been pressed. Look at that down there, isn't it pretty? It's a shame that the River Wye is apparently so badly polluted now in places. Anyway, I saw a programme about the state of our rivers in the UK, which is shocking and disgraceful from what I can make out. What with runoff from land, which I guess you can't do too much about, but the what seems to be the legalised and almost unregulated dumping of sewage into our river systems, which basically down to shocking mismanagement and years of underinvestment, has left our river systems like literally flowing cesspits from what I can make out, including this beautiful River Wye. So what can you do? I don't know whether I guess it will maybe recover at some point when the human race is no longer around to fuck it up. Pardon my French. So I'll get off my soapbox now. It just pisses me off. There's no excuse for dumping sewerage in the rivers. The only excuse is the fact that our waste system is grossly underinvested in and badly managed, or not managed at all. And there seems to be no enforceable regulation applied. That's my opinion, anyway. Anyway, enough of that. Here we go. We're going to go over this lovely bridge over the Cess. I'm going to go to my mum's in a minute. Hang on a minute. Where's Laughing Boy going? Okay, fair enough, ski. And we're going, actually, obviously, we'll be going, not obviously, red light again. Not obviously, but in a minute. Oh, look at that green light. This is a nice bridge. Check this baby out. Here we go. We've got a lot of bikes, a car and a lot of other bikes behind me. So this is leading down to Tintern Abbey, which will be down here on our left in a minute. How much record time I've got left on the camera. Whee, this is fun. It's a bit chilly down here as well. I definitely should have worn my other jacket. Never mind, you live and learn. Just a bit colder on my shoulders. I guess maybe my jacket's not completely done up and the wind's whipping in the top through the collar. Difficult to tell. Got a lot of things behind me. I don't know. I'm not going particularly slowly, so I don't. Yeah, there's it's coming down to Tintern Abbey now, I think. It's a 30 mile an hour here, I'm not doing 50. Sorry. It's very pretty. I'm hoping my camera's going to keep recording and not die at the most inopportune moment. I've got a spare battery, or a couple of spare batteries actually, but they're in the, I'd have to stop to swap them out, obviously. Oh, I'm really pleased with the weather today. Top banana. I was looking at it this morning thinking, oh, it's a little bit cloudy, and I got this weather app, I can't remember the name of it now, something Earth, Zoom Earth it's called. It's a really good app, yeah, it was basically predicting that, in this neck of the woods, in South Wales, the weather was going to sort of improve after 1 o'clock. It's now 3:10, and it was bang on. It's exactly what it said it was going to be, which is sunny with cloudy with sunny intervals, basically, which I think you'll find is precisely what we've got. So we're going down the valley. We've sort of crossed the river now, obviously, because we just went over a bridge. And it's very popular with the bikers, isn't it? Weathering. Well, not really, because I'm on a scooter. I don't think that counts. So it's actually, I think, the Woolacombe Scooter Festival this weekend. So I guess a lot of the guys have probably gone there. Yeah, what with Ava going away and everything, I didn't want to go. I wanted to stay home just in case she got, there was something that needed sorting. I didn't want to be stuck in Woolacombe on the scooter and all of a sudden there's panic stations. I know there's possibly a slight overreaction, but I just didn't want to be. I wanted in her first week. I wanted to make sure I was at hand to execute any rescue manoeuvre. And then I've got to get through this week, and then at the end of this week I'm off to Germany, to southern Bavaria, to see Giga, my partner, my girlfriend. She lives down near Wengen or Weitnau. A little village is in the southern part of Bavaria, near the Austrian border. So we're going to go down there for a week, the week after next, and then we're going to go to Austria, to the Engauer Hotel, which is like a well-being hotel, which involves lots of saunas with textiles verboten, so no clothes allowed. Very un-English, I know, but it's good fun when you get used to it. And so lots of saunas, and we've got a nice massage thing booked. I think it's a 1.5 hour mega pampering session. I'm quite sure what that entails, but I don't think I've ever been mega pampered before, but so I'm quite looking forward to that. We're both having it done together, which is like her birthday present, because her birthday's on the 7th of October. And so we're going to do the pampering, and then we've got a couple of nights in the hotel. Can't really stay too much longer than that because it is phenomenally expensive, but in my opinion it's worth every penny or every euro. And then so we go in on the Sunday, and then we come back on the Tuesday, the 7th, and then I fly back to the UK on the Wednesday. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's great. It's great, the hotel. It's lovely staff. It's an amazing hotel. Services, second to none. Not like anything you get in the UK. Far better than anything over here. Family run, lovely food. It's just good fun. And we've got nice outdoor pools and an indoor pool, and it's very quiet. Everybody's very respectful of the quietness. So I would thoroughly recommend it if you've got a little bit of money to waste. Well, not waste, but spend. Or it's about 500 euros a night. So it's quite expensive, but it's really worth it. It's just really nice. Again, it's a really good way of pressing your reset button, which I think at my age, nudging 60 now, needs to be done as often as possible. Look at this! Isn't this lovely? I'm hoping we get Tintin Abbey before my batteries fail. I know I've been yapping on a recording for quite some time now. I hope the audio's working all right, because the last time I did it went a bit weird with my microphones, and I didn't have the audio, which was a bit annoying. I did test it before I started, and I was definitely getting audio through to the camera. So there's the River Wye, and there's Tintin Abbey over there. So I might get lucky here. The battery holds out for another couple of minutes. We'll go up round this corner to the right and then to the left. I'm hungry. And then we should see Tinton Abbey. Which is pretty. Abbey Mill, the Royal George. This reminds me of Cheddar riding through here. I don't quite know why. Well, it's a bit Cheddarish. I'm sure the Welsh would love that. Right, I'm going to give some distance between me and this car in front so we can see the Abbey in a bit. There it is. Look at the light. Pretty. So I'm going to tootle past it. It's a 20 mile an hour speed limit here, which is exactly what I'm doing. So there's Tinton Abbey in south of Wales, with the sun on it and the sun on the beautiful forest behind, sort of rising up. It's a lovely setting. Oh, all right, Susan, keep your knickers on. I think that was completely called for, was it? Have it. It's a nasty little blue car. I'm using my new riding shorts actually as well. I forgot to mention those. I can't remember the name of them. It was an online purchase. They got they like a cycling short, but they've got kind of more bike-centric padding in them. Like it's like this sort of, I don't know what you call it. It's like a rubber honeycomb kind of thing going on there, and it's sort of more spreads over your bottom cheeks rather than cycling shorts, which tend to be a bit more concentrated on the groin, because obviously you're sitting on quite a narrow saddle with a push bike. On a motorbike or a scooter, there's more, you've got a bit of a wider area to sit on. And I have to say, I've not had any bottom pain at all on this trip. I've done 66 miles so far today without a stop. My derriere feels no different to when I left, to be honest. So they're a success. Because I know normally if I do about 50 or 60 miles or a couple of 2.5, 3 hours of riding, before I was getting a really sore bum, especially sort of like sort of just below your buttocks, at the top of your thighs, like but on the back, the top of your hamstrings. But I haven't even thought about it actually on this ride until I remembered that I was wearing them. Oh, somebody's got a bonfire. What a nice smell. So I hadn't even thought about, because normally I'm struggling a little bit by now, sort of fidgeting, or I have to keep stopping and having a little walk about to sort of, because my bum's hurting. But now it's not. So they're definitely a good purchase. Right, I'm going to stop wittering a minute, and I might twitch the camera back on when we cross the bridge on the way back. So cheers. Okay, so here we go again. Back over the old Severn Bridge on the M48. Ooh, it's windy. Oh, come here. Yeah, that is a bit of a crosswind. It's a little bit more tricky going eastbound than it was going westbound. I'm having to lean into that wind quite hard. We haven't even got to the main part of the bridge yet. Ooh. And also the road surface is a bit crap this side. I'm doing 50 Yeah, getting pushed quite hard by the wind. The bike's really stable though. I mean, there's not in any fear of this not being stable on the bike. It's just, it's like being on a roller coaster. Come here. Hang on for grim death. It's an experience. The worst bit is going through these columns, because as you go through the columns, they block the wind, so you're kind of leaning into the wind, in a nice stable position. And then as you go past this column, there's like a dead patch about now. Oh, there. And so the whole bike kind of twitches a bit because all of a sudden there's no wind. There was, it's not a problem. It's just, crikey, those boys are going. They're not doing 50, that's for sure. So that was the bridge. All in all, that was a bloody good ride and just what the doctor ordered. I enjoyed that. That was really good fun. I really wanted to get a nice, a nice video down the Wye Valley, and hopefully I've got one. So we'll see. We'll see in a bit. Anyway, signing off.